How do you treat buyers in an M&A transaction? Treat them as if they are your best customers. Hey everyone, this is Michael McGregor. I'm an M&A investment banker with Focus Investment Banking, and I'm part of the team that helps folks in the automotive aftermarket with mergers and acquisitions. But I'm also a monthly columnist for Modern Tire Dealer. And in the December 2021 issue, I wrote a column called Understanding Buyer's Risk in an M&A Transaction. Now, it's always true that an owner of a business knows everything about their business and a buyer typically doesn't. So an owner has typically become very comfortable with everything about their business, and oftentimes it's an adjustment to hear from a buyer's perspective. So I find it helpful to recommend that folks try to step in the buyer's shoes and to look at their business from the buyer's perspective. My number one recommendation always is to just be as transparent as you possibly can, be as honest, and show the faults of the business as well as the good things, because oftentimes it's the deficits in the business that a buyer will look at and say, you know, I've got a solution for that. That doesn't worry me all that much. It might concern you, but if you just present it, then they go, hey, we can fix that over time. So I just find it's best to be completely transparent and show the business warts and all, and that actually enhances buyer trust. What are some of the risks that we've run across in the last year? The first risk, I guess, would be customer concentration. You know, in certain distribution businesses, tire distribution and other businesses, if more than 20% of your business comes from any one customer, that's going to be cause for concern, and then you need to drill down and take a look at how long you've had that customer, what's the nature of the relationship, is it going to continue on and on. So that's a risk that we run across in the last year. Another one is the COVID bump. You know, a lot of folks in the tire and service business had some great months starting June of 2020, and consumers have had a lot of money in their pocket, and apparently have been enjoying fixing up their cars because all my clients are doing tremendously better. Well, from a buyer's perspective, they're looking at that and saying, well, what's the likelihood that's going to continue under my ownership? A third risk that we've run across in the last year is just the quality of financial information. You know, the quality of accounting and your financial information matters. And if for some reason it's not as transparent, or it is just not, things aren't adding up there, well, that's going to be cause for concern for some folks. So those are three big risks that we've dealt with in the last year in some of our transactions. But there's many others that can arise. And when these risks arise, there's only four ways that a buyer can deal with it. They can choose to accept it, they can avoid the risk, they can try to mitigate it, or they can transfer it to another party. And the column, I show a couple of examples of how things are avoided or mitigated or transferred to other parties. Now, there are certain procedures in an M&A transaction that are designed to uncover and understand risks, and one of them is basically the due diligence process itself. Due diligence is typically a very comprehensive review of your business. Typically takes about 90 days or so. Nobody's ever quite ready for it. It's never fun. It seems to go on forever, but it just has to be done. So just being as cooperative and forthcoming as you possibly can in due diligence just really helps get a transaction done. In the course of due diligence, sellers, or rather buyers, often get what's called a quality of earnings report. So they hire an outside third party to take a look at your financials and determine not only the quality of what has happened, but the likelihood that it's going to continue in the future. And increasingly, in some of our larger transactions, we're actually having our clients, the sellers, proactively get a seller's quality of earning report. It's particularly when they want to move fast and they want to ensure that once they get a price that it's going to stick, they perform their own quality of earnings report and share that with the buyer, who's going to then go ahead and do it again anyway. But it definitely speeds it along when all the information is there and has been organized, and it's believable when it comes from a third party. As investment bankers, we don't want to get involved in bad deals, and I always say that life is too short to be spending it inside of a courtroom. So transparency is always the best policy here. Don't hide the bad stuff. Bring it to light. It just enhances trust. Well, that's my column for December. I hope that you found it helpful. If you have any questions, please call me at 704-621-7200, or you can email me at michael.mcgregor@focusbankers.com. Thanks for watching, and thanks for being a loyal Modern Tire Dealer reader.